Lubash. Jack, Over the Top was a huge success. One of my favorite Magnum events of the entire year, and that's saying a lot.
It is. I mean, Over the Top lived up to every expectation that anybody had. I mean, I left there in awe.
I don't want to say this, but the show was truly over the top. Now, we started off the night with David Clark versus Tony Cortez, and David Clark was accompanied by Habeas Cito.
More importantly, there was no Michael Monsoon. As we all know, he was banned from the arena for his actions last month when he hit Nate Redwing in the head with a brick.
Yeah, and I did try to get an exclusive interview with Devin Thomas, but who showed up? It was
Michael Monsoon, trying to sneak in the building like a ninja. Didn't work out too well. Did not end up getting in the building, and I believe that did affect the outcome of that match, because we all know Tony Cortez got the win over David Clark.
Yeah, Tony Cortez had Team Cortez on his side in that match, and it was a great match. It was a great way to start off the show. And the question I do have to ask you, is Michael Monsoon still suspended?
You know, there's rumors going around that he will be at the next show in Oakland, Nebraska, but nothing is official yet. I've tried to get a hold of Magnum management, and we have no word as to if the suspension is lifted or not. So if we find out, it'll be on magnum-pro.com.
Yeah, he has reached out to me on Twitter. Like you said, we can't really get a hold of Magnum management. I mean, we're just told to make these videos, and that's about all we know. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, but we'll see. Moving right along, though, I want to mention everybody's favorite, Donnie Pepperkirkett. He took on Stephen King.
And that too, these were two, I mean, they're large men. They're some of the heavyweights here in Magnum Pro. And I mean, that match was very competitive. But of course, Donnie Pepperkirkett, with the fans in his corner, got the win over Stephen King.
Yeah, of course. With Donnie Pepperkirkett, when he has his fans behind him, nobody is better than Donnie Pepperkirkett.
Well, then that brings us to our next match, which almost stole the show. It was a 10-man tag team match. On one side, we had Jaden Drago and the Men in Black, along with Jeff O'Shea and Sean Nautilus, versus Guns and Beer and their newest member, Joey Anderson.
Yeah.
Mikey Danger and Jason Strife, also known as NC-17. I mean, what a high-flying match that was.
Oh yeah, everybody was jumping over the top. Again, this match was over the top, to use that phrase again one more time. I do want to mention, though, the X factor of this match. We have to say Superfly. He came out, costing Jeff O'Shea the match.
You know, it's been a little while, but we all know that Jeff O'Shea, a couple months ago, beat Superfly by ripping off his mask and stealing it. We have not seen Superfly for a couple months, and he made his return with a new mask.
Yeah.
He has yet to get his old mask back from Jeff O'Shea, but I mean, there is tension between these two, and I think at any time these two men are going to get it on in the middle of that ring once again, and who knows what the outcome will be.
Yeah, definitely. But I do want to switch gears to my favorite match of the night. Maybe, I heard fans talking. I was talking to some of the fans after the show. They were saying this match right here may be match of the year candidate. We had Hype Gotti and Devin Thomas for the Magnum Pro Championship, and this was a wrestling clinic.
It was. I mean, it was back and forth. I didn't know who was going to win. Hype Gotti got several near falls on Devin Thomas and vice versa. I mean, the crowd was on the edge of their seats this whole match. But again, Devin Thomas comes out on top to retain his Magnum Pro Heavyweight Championship. And I mean, he has gone through some tough matches since winning that title, only proving that he is arguably the best athlete that Magnum Pro has.
Yeah, and if you do remember in that match, we did see Jaden, the member of the Men in Black, coming out, super kicking Devin, trying to help Hype Gotti, but it was unsuccessful as Jaden went to the back of the Men in Black.
Yeah, you know, everything was thrown into this ring for this match, and I mean, Devin Thomas, I think he is earning the respect of the fans every match that he has. And we all know now that after winning that, he cemented his spot on June 27th in Oakland to defend his title against the winner of our main event and the next match, which was the 20-man Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, this match was awesome. Anytime you get 20 of the best that Magnum has to offer, and even guys that I've never even heard of before.
Yeah,
there's old faces, new faces. Huska made a return. That was cool.
He didn't make too many friends in that match, and he made an enemy, I think, in Mikey Danger when Mikey eliminated him and went to shake his hand, and he pulled Mikey over the top rope and eliminated him.
Yeah, definitely. This match came down to the very end where we had Jason Strife and Jaden Drago, the last two in the match.
And how fitting is that? These two have been feuding for the past couple months together. Of course, Jaden getting the upper hand with the help of the Men in Black, only pissing off Jason Strife in the process, but it was down to those two, and I mean, Strife gave it everything he had, but in the end, again, with somewhat of the help of one of the Men in Black, Jaden Drago is the winner of the Royal Rumble and goes on to face Devin Thomas for the Magnum Pro Championship belt.
Yeah, that'll take place in Oakland, Nebraska. We do want to let you know that if you don't want to transport yourself, if you live in the Omaha Council Bluffs area, we will have transportation available with Guns and Beer. That's right, we're doing a Guns and Beer bus taking you down to Oakland so you can check out all the action. If you want to find out more information, we'll have all the information posted on magnum-pro.com. But something...
Well, if you want to talk about a good time, though, I mean, a long road trip with Guns and Beer, I mean, you have a driver, so you can have all the beer you want and not have to worry about anything, but those two guys they're something else.
Yeah, we don't want to forget about Joey, who joined Guns and Beer officially, and Sean Nautilus. Let's talk about this. We kind of overlooked this. Sean Nautilus officially showed up with his lawyer, Christopher. Now, Christopher doesn't have a last name. We don't really know a lot about Christopher, but Christopher said that Sean will have to be within 25 feet of him, right? Isn't that how it works? I don't know the exact legal jargon.
The lawyers served Joey Anderson with a restraining order, so Joey Anderson cannot get within 25 feet of Sean Nautilus. Now, I don't know if this is a smart move by Sean Nautilus or a cowardly move, but he forced Joey Anderson to eliminate himself from the Rumble because he was in violation of the restraining order. And Sean, I mean, he said, you heard it, you were interviewing him, the pen is mightier than the sword, and I mean, it proved to be true on Saturday night over the top.
Yeah, I do want to mention, if you guys didn't see this live, there was a trail of fans, Guns and Beer's fans, followed Joey out of the arena, and they sort of picketed, and then Joey was out there, and he invited me out there to speak with him, and it's just, I don't know, how's that going to play into effect when you come to Oakland, because it's a, you know, we're in
different
Iowa,
state, but
Sean,
you heard Sean when he was talking to you. He said that he is working on getting a restraining order for Nebraska in Oakland against Joey Anderson. So, will that come in factor in Oakland? Will Joey Anderson be a part of the Oakland show? We'll know more here in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
But another thing I'd like to mention too, if you go to magnum-pro.com, there is going to be an exclusive interview that I had.
Oh, really?
I had the opportunity to sit down with the #1 contender, Jaden Drago,
Oh.
earlier today, and I mean, he had some pretty remarkable things to say. He is definitely not the Jaden Drago that we all came to know and love. That was the fan favorite, headbanging. I mean, he has his mind set on one thing, and that is the Magnum Pro heavyweight title. So go ahead and check that video out, and it should be up in probably the next day or so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be amazing. So remember, Jaden Drago, #1 contender at Hot Magnum Nights. We also, the following night, will be back in Council Bluffs.
It's going to be 2 nights of Hot Magnum action, and you know, we don't know who the champion will be come the second night. Will it be Devin Thomas, or will we have a new 2-time champion in Jaden Drago?
This is a tough one. I don't know. I don't really want to make predictions because I don't want to look like a fool, but I will say Devin Thomas is looking like a very strong champion right now.
He is, but the one thing is Jaden Drago has held that title before, and he was a very successful champion, and he defended against a lot of other competitors, and so, you know, will his experience as champion come into factor in this match? or will Devin Thomas, who is obviously he's on top of the mountain now as a champion, but I mean he's still young, he's still got a lot of learning to do. Will this be too much for him to handle?
I don't know, you got the fans on Devin's side, you got the Men in Black on Jaden's side. Which one is more powerful, the fans or the Men in Black? I don't know. I know Jaden, he kind of pushed the fans to the side and doing his thing with the Men in Black, doesn't really care what they're doing. But I know Devin is a very, very credible champion right now.
He is, and you know, if you go to magnum-pro.com, you can get your tickets to the Oakland show right now. Tickets start at what? $10?
$10.
$10, and that gets you a lot of Magnum Pro Wrestling action. And when you're also on the website, you'll need to check out the video on demand, where in the next week or so, we will have the over-the-top show on there for purchase to view the entire show. And like we said earlier, that was an incredible night of action.
I do want to let you know, what I'm personally going to do, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Magnum Wrestling. I'm going to personally put up that 10-man tag match for free. That's going to be coming up even before the video on demand's released. So the whole 10-man tag, the amazing match, over the top, is going to be live on the website.
Well, fans, we will be back with in the weeks to come before our 2-night extravaganza of Hot Magnum Nights, with another video of Between the Ropes with Anthony and myself. But like we said, go to a website, check out to keep up on all the Magnum action, magnum-pro.com. Tony, Anthony, once again.
For Jack Lubash, Anthony Douglas, we'll see you at Hot Magnum Nights.